I'm the Dawn. Damn, I wish I had a chair like this at home. Hey, it's me, Thea, or Thea the Great. I haven't posted a video in about 3 or 4 months. Forgive me. If you do watch me, I love you. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. That would be very nice if you could do that. Even if you can't do that, thank you so much for showing up for me. Because sometimes I forget to show up for myself. And this is one of the ways that I do. And today we're going to talk about me entering my reset era. And that's for real this time. For real this time. I am going to be looking down at my phone. Because I jotted down 3 points. So I asked ChatGPT to create a list of, ChatGPT, black people love putting a B somewhere. ChatGPT to create a list of 100 ideas for YouTube videos. I got this idea from Own Film TV. I am obsessed with her. I love her videos. Anyway, I love her videos. I love her Instagram, her TikTok. I love her home decor. She's indeed a vibe. Anyway, so I got this idea to do 100 videos from Own Film TV. And I asked ChatGPT to, one, help me create my content pillars. My first content pillar happens to be the reset era. I asked ChatGPT to compile a list of ideas for my first content pillar, which happens to be the reset era. And in the reset era, I'm not necessarily starting over, but it's more like a renaissance. Y'all know I read the book Renaissance of Our Own by Rachel E. Cargill, and the E stands for Elizabeth. So she wrote a book and it's called Renaissance of Our Own. And within this book, it talks about basically being who you were always meant to be, and not necessarily a better version of yourself, but reimagining who you are. And that's what I'm doing within the reset era. So first, the first bullet point. I'm not rushing anything anymore. I've been on bipolar TikTok, and if you've been here, you know that I have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder too. So I'm last. With that diagnosis comes a lot of medication. I take 4 different meds. I'm very fortunate because the cocktail that was created for me worked perfectly from the very beginning. If anything, it's been tweaked where I just added Wellbutrin about 2 or 3 years ago. With that being said, with my bipolar disorder, I have a tendency to rush things and be very impulsive, especially if I decide at any moment that I'm going to stop taking my medication. I shouldn't do that. No one should do that. Take your meds because you're only better because you take your meds. When I rush things, I tend to get so impulsive. I start businesses. I buy a bunch of shit. I get so erratic that I don't show up for myself. And that's bullet point number 2, numero dos. I am so ready to show up for myself, whether that be physically, where I'm working out and I'm eating better, emotionally, where I'm reflecting and journaling, or mentally, where I'm actually taking my medication every day like I'm supposed to, not when I just feel like it. Mentally, where I'm actually taking my medication and I'm seeking therapy. It has been a bit of a battle to get therapy recently. I've been trying to get a therapist for about 5 months because my old therapist might or might not have been the best fit because she was a little older and she hurt herself a lot. So she fell on the steps and she broke both her wrists. She had vertigo, so she would forget things. I don't think vertigo has anything to do with forgetting things, but because she was older, she was a bit forgetful. So that didn't really help me. And I realized that I was checking on her more than she was checking on me. So I had to find a new therapist. Now, I've had the same psychiatrist for the past 8 years. 7 years. I've had the same psychiatrist for the past 7 years. Very fortunate that he's been a great fit for me. And bullet point number 3, Trey. I have a lot of goals that I really need to achieve this year. Well, I have a 5-year plan. So within my impulsive behavior, I say things like, well, I'm going to move to Florida. I'm gonna move to Brooklyn. But the thing is, I don't want to live in Florida anytime soon. I have like 20K that I need to save, and I'm just trying to find ways to save this money. I started saving $250 from each check I get paid semi-monthly. So that's about $500 a month. I could save about $6 grand by the end of the year. But if I can increase it and be responsible with my money, I'll be able to save at least 10 to 12 grand this year. And I really believe I can do that. But with that being said, I have goals that I really want to achieve. And having a clearer mind, being less impulsive, not rushing processes will allow me to have achieved those goals. One of those goals being saving 20K by the end of 2027. The other goal being able to move to Brooklyn by the time I'm 38, which is going to be 5 years from now. So I'll say about 2031, 2030, I would like to move to Brooklyn full time. And eventually I'd like to retire somewhere warm. I just haven't decided. It's more than likely going to be Florida because one of my best friends lives there. She has my godson, and I just want to be a part of his life more. But that's really all I got for y'all today. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And, share this if you can. I just want to be able to express myself without putting too much pressure on myself, because that's the problem. I know that I don't necessarily get a lot of views, but it's not mattering to me as much lately, because a part of me just feels, I don't know, I feel embarrassed. I used to feel embarrassed when I would post a video but basically I call them flops. But I don't want to call them flops anymore, because that just puts a little pressure on me to be better in regards to validation. And I don't need validation from anyone. As much as I love expressing myself, I don't need to be validated in my expression. And that's something that I've come to realize within the last 4 months, which is another reason why I haven't posted a video. But yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. I just came from the gym. I just ate a nice meal, and I'm drinking protein. I'm drinking my protein. Also, I'm eating my protein. But anyway, love y'all, bye.